And okay, this is a macadamia nut study that we've done in South Africa.
This is Nicole Boergaars, 15 February, comparing magnetic trial. On the right hand side is the magnetic water treatment, and on the left hand side is the control. Visually you can see a big difference in green color. The lighter green on the right hand side indicates much more new growth after grafting. These bigger boards can indicate different grafting ages and different cultivars. This is just to visually show the difference between new growth. As you can see on the right hand side, this is the magnetic treated water compared to the left hand side, which the new growth has only just started showing. The darker leaves are the rootstock, and you can see they were grafted. .842 was the cutting that was grafted onto the rootstock. This is the magnetic rootstock 695, and its direct comparison on the opposite side. Again, rootstock 695 and .842 grafted on top of it. Irrigation was from the top, mist sprayers. So the one pipeline on the right hand side had the Imploder connected to it, and on the left hand side just normal irrigated water. Irrigation is manually so that it's controlled due to rainy days and weather like this when irrigation is not needed, just to avoid overwatering. The difference between the shorter plants and the longer ones is grafting. So this is what they would look like before they are grafted, and then when that piece is cut off so that the new cutting is on top, they're a bit shorter and new growth is shown. Just for interest's sake, on the right hand side with the magnetic water treatment, grafting was able to be taken place 2 months or a month and a half before the control, which means that the thickness of the stem was thick enough much earlier for grafting. According to Mark Hassenkamp, the owner of Red Sun Nursery, the grafting was much quicker, much better. On the right hand side you can see the Imploder connected to the irrigation system.
Here we go. All right. So we're going to go through an overview of what we do.
A spiral or vortex is one of the most common forms in nature and the universe. Yet few understand the everyday miracle that occurs at the singularity of a vortex. Implosion, the non-destructive compression of matter into a new and specific structure. As above, so below. Similarly overlooked is the ancient knowledge of Earth's ley lines and the powerful effect those magnetic forces have on water, as seen in holy wells at crossings all around the planet. Imagine being able to have the benefits of implosion combined with the magnetic tuning inside a sacred holy well, right from your sink, your shower, your pool, and even your ice maker. Our Fractal Water Ultra Imploder can easily be installed at the water mains of any home or building, providing more than 30 years of guaranteed continuous fractal water using nothing more than municipal water pressure running through our Ultra Imploder and permanent magnetic enclosure. Visit our website to learn the science behind this device and to see testimonials from happy customers.
So let's go. All right, so let's see how Fractal Water was installed in a grow room, meaning this is a MMJ medical marijuana grow, which they had the super imploder throughout, and they have it throughout they have it on every reservoir. So they have it looping on a reservoir, meaning that it's pumping the water out of the reservoir into the super imploder and then back into the reservoir on a loop all day. So that water is constantly being fractal water charged throughout the day. And that is the grow room. I mean, these people had an increase about 30 to 40% in mass and weight. So you could see what it does for your profit line, your profit margin, right? So this person got a 68% increase in hydroponics for the weight, which is pretty darn good, right? So we take a very normal grower and turn them into a phenomenal grower. We take a phenomenal grower and turn them into the world's best grower. Really, this is just another tool for a grower. So let's take a look at the root difference, right? So on the right, you'll see regular tap water. On the left, you'll see the super imploder water, and you could just see the massive difference in just the roots alone. And this is one in Russia on a sprayer, super imploder on a sprayer. And on the right, you'll see wheat that was grown with the super imploder. On the left is regular wheat that was untreated, just regular water. And you could just see the difference here. Right. And this is we had a hydroponic trial done by Growzine magazine. It's a online magazine just for hydroponics. And you will see that we had about 100 grams more in basil than the control, right? And on top of that, we had the Brix meter goes up. So Brix, what it does is it measures nutrient density. So on the right, you'll see that the Brix is about 5.5 as opposed to 4.5 with the control. So our plants are more nutrient dense. That means the plant could hold more nutrients in the leaves. And again, so this is a study that was done where we took the Fractal Water super imploder when we ran it through 1 time and 2 times, right? And you'll see the growth difference. You'll see imploded water here, which is pretty darn big, and then you see double imploded. See how it's a little bit larger, right? So if you go through more than 1 time, that water keeps charging. So that's why we have multiple devices in line to run, or we loop that system, because the more you run it through, the more powerful that water is. So we're going to just see how some people put the ultra imploder in their home. And again, we're talking about the ultra stainless steel. The super is plastic. You could also put the new super imploder in your home as well, right? It depends on the price point that you want to get in at. So this is one in Florida. This is one in Ohio. It's another one in Ohio. So it just shows you different ways and how you could put this into your home, right? This is...
Well, right now I just ventured into growing hydroponically. I've done all the other methods that you can do for growing. I grew in the ground, I grew in containers, I grew in greenhouses out in the fields. This is a much cleaner environment, much easier to maintain. Crops are a lot cleaner. A lot of this stuff is going on a trial, and I didn't know how long it was going to take or be ready. So what I'm doing is I have a mass emailing list with what I have available at the time, and we're just going through different greens every single week, 20 different types of stuff. And by the way this stuff's growing, it's going to be, I'm going to have a lot to offer them. It worked out very well because I have everything set up for 3/4. You brought me a 3/4 setup, and basically all I did was disconnect one of the feed lines that was coming out of my ball valve there, and I screwed in your system right into where I would screw in my fitting that would come out of that ball valve, and it took me all of probably 10 minutes to put it up. By using that, it was making the micronutrients more available to the plants where they had a problem without it. What was normally taking me about 2 weeks to transplant them, I can cut it down probably another 3 or 4 days, taking a week off the plant on an overall length of time on a 5-week cycle. Saving time, I'm saving money, and the plants look really nice. They were not as green. As soon as I put that magnetic water device in there, everything greened right up. you know, they're much bigger. This is the first seedling crop when I started the Imploder, and that's where I noticed the big difference. Is, you know, I waited the 2 weeks to plant this, and it was too long. You know, I broke a lot of the plants putting them in because they got too big, too fast. You know, so my cycle was every Thursday I would come in and I would transplant from the seedling trays into the troughs. And you know, when I got to this, I'm like, holy cow, these things are a lot bigger than the ones before. With the magnetic water, yeah. I mean, so now I'm cutting that down. Instead of 2 weeks, I'll do it, you know, roughly 10 days. I didn't expect this to be ready so soon. On a 5-week cycle, if I'm taking a week off, that's 10 extra weeks that I'm saving. If I'm getting 2 extra weeks a year out of the crop, and let's just say I'm doing 1,000 units a week, and say I make 50 cents a unit, it already paid for itself.